What's up, everybody? I'm on the west side. I'm just heading downtown, but I did the I was waiting until the weather got a little bit warmer to put the double take mirrors on. I just put them on. I have them on my Honda XR. They're really easy to mount. They mount up to the existing mount on your bar ends, on your controls. So it was like 1, 2, 3. Nothing at all. And these are really nice because if your mirror does get hit, it just pushes it a little bit, and you can loosen this up, readjust it, and readjust it, and crank it down. Whereas in the old mirrors, because they have a reverse thread bolt to protect the mirror, when it pops off, you've got to pull over with tools and lock it down. So these double takes are just easier on the fly, and I don't see how you could break these. I mean, it's just nice view though, the parabolic view on the side here. Definitely highly recommend these if you're riding in the city, because if you whack something with it, it's not gonna get broken, and you're just gonna quickly readjust it and get on your way. Whereas with the stock mirrors, I mean, it's kind of hard to break the stock mirrors on the KLR. They didn't vibrate, but the stock mirrors on the Honda XR vibrated really bad. So I didn't like the stock mirrors on the Honda XR because they vibrate. These don't vibrate at all. I mean, but the stock mirrors on the KLR, they weren't bad. Definitely not shitty mirrors or anything, but the problem is when they get whacked, getting yourself back in business quickly is not easy because of the reverse thread. You're not going to be able to tighten it up real quick on the fly. It's just not something you can do on the fly. You're going to be fucking around with with trying to get the mirror back in business. That's why these double takes are really nice. And then the field of view on it, man, it's so much better. This is perfect for city riding. So if you can see if there's a bicycle on your side or something on your side that you need to be aware of, you could quickly make a determination before you move. Oh, I got something else that I got to warn a lot of riders about. I use wetter water in this bike. Yesterday the temperature dropped down to 17. Never had a problem with wetter water, but last night I did. The wetter water froze. I went to go somewhere yesterday for a service call. I had to empty out my reservoir tank because it was just I had to bring it inside because it was a block of ice. So I guess I didn't realize how much wetter water I used. But wetter water, when you use it in conjunction with water to mix it like they suggest, it freezes at a little bit above. It freezes around 20. So I was surprised. Yeah, the wetter water is definitely a big problem. Like, you wouldn't want to use that on your bike if you live in a place where it gets cold, because that shit was bad fucking news with it. I mean, I came out and I was shocked. Like, I went to start the bike, and all my coolant went out there's a hose that I actually didn't even know existed on the KLR. It's an overflow hose that comes off the reservoir tank, and it goes to the back of the bike. And man, that shit was pouring out antifreeze, or wetter water and water, and I was like, holy shit, what the hell is that all about? And then it just came out, and I was like, oh boy, I'm in trouble here. And it was a block of ice on the thing. Total block of ice. So I couldn't even get it to defrost. I had to bring it inside, put it on the heater, because it was just like a solid block of ice. But it was a good thing it didn't break or crack the reservoir tank, because, you know, then I would have been in trouble. I would have had to like glue it or epoxy it or whatever. That would have been a problem. I can't see shit. I can't see anything from here. No, just go. Yeah, the reservoir tank could have cracked open, and that would have been really bad. It was good. It was actually good that I checked it last night, because, or good that I had a service call to go somewhere. I found out what was going on, because if I didn't have a service call and I went somewhere the next day, it probably would have been already cracked. So I'm kind of stupid, because I didn't even read that it clearly states on the bottle. So it's not like Wetter Water was saying something that was untrue. It says right on the bottle that it does not, you know, affect in any way at all the freezing temperature of water, meaning if you use it, you're not going to decrease the freezing temperature. It's just going to keep freezing at, you know, whatever. Usually stuff will start freezing on the bike when it gets below 20, because I figure the bike's been running, you're using it. If you get home late at night, like I do, it's going to sit warm. You know, it probably won't freeze unless the temperature's well below 32. It's not going to freeze right at 32, but usually like around 20 degrees is when you're going to have problems, and that's exactly what happened. That tank just became a rock because it was 17 yesterday, and that was it, man. Oh man, I was still so scared. I thought maybe I did some damage to the engine, but I tell you, these KLRs, they're pretty robust, and I was going to tell everybody, be careful of Wetter Water, you know, because when you read about the reviews, a lot of people say, I don't put that shit in my car because I live in a cold weather climate. So I don't think people would use that in a cold weather climate. I don't think you can. You know, it's just the Wetter Water will give you trouble, like it did for me yesterday. That's my first time experiencing that. I didn't know. I had no idea. I see, you learn something new every day. Because Wetter Water is nice. I mean, I find that the nice thing about Wetter Water is it increases what what temperature water will boil at. So if you mix it with water, it won't boil at the the regular boiling temperature. So I think it's 212 or something like that. I don't know, but 210 or something. I don't know, but it says right on the bottle that it increases the boiling temperature of water, but it will not decrease the freezing temperature, which is interesting. I don't know why they probably didn't want to add any ethylene glycol into the mix, because that would have made it to go all the well below 17. Like ethylene glycol will bring it down to negative 30, I think, which would be more than enough here for New York, because we don't get temperatures like that. The coldest we're going to get in New York is coldest you get in New York is 17. That'd be it. You don't get anything colder than that. We don't get like in Canada or anything like that, or upstate New York, where you'll have really wicked temperatures. Trying to adjust this thing a little bit. These are brand new, these mirrors, but they're pretty good actually. I'm really happy with these double take mirrors. Are real nice. I've never had a mirror that was so strong. Like, I mean, I've hit stuff where I've cringed, like I thought, oh my god, that mirror is definitely cracked, and then or broken on the back or something, and nothing happened. You can't. They actually adjust fine on the fly. You can adjust them. I'm just trying to get the right view on my left arm. My right is perfect, and then I can just crank it down a little bit. And what you want to do is get like that lower part so that it's not, so there's no blind spot for you. I like to get my arm right there, the edge of my arm in the view, because then you don't have to worry about blind spot. Coming up on the Freedom Tower over here. I got a service call downtown here, which I normally don't do these service calls until later, but that's alright. .250 Broadway. I hope there's not some massive security here. I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with the view on these mirrors. I didn't realize, like, my stock mirrors are only up to here, so you're really losing the field of view on the left side. These are very safe mirrors for the city, because a lot of times you'll go to shoot out somewhere, and then you can't, that little bit of view there, you won't see like a bicycle flying, you know, or an electric bike or something. With these, you'll get that field of view that you need. wonder if that's my bike or his car. I hear like a squeaking noise on the brakes. I tell you, with all this fucking salt on this bike, I love this KLR. But from the first winter in 2018 all the way to now, I realize this is the only bike I'm going to expose this to, because, and I'm happy actually that I'm only using a KLR in this. I wouldn't want to be using a nice bike for this salt. I just don't, I wouldn't feel comfortable. I'd be so scared to use a nice bike in the salt conditions. It would almost be worth it to ride like a bicycle around while you're, well, for the last 2 months of winter, and just do like local service calls, because this salt wreaks havoc on stuff. You got to use like dielectric grease on things, and just try to keep your contacts clean, and it wreaks havoc on the brakes. Like I got to change my rear brake rotor because the salt seized up the caliper, like really bad. The caliper's so seized up that, making sure my fan's working. Oh yeah, beautiful. Because yesterday was really fucked up. I mean this when I opened up the radiator cap, it had ice in it, so that wetter water threw me for a loop. I got it all out of there, and got the antifreeze back in there. But man, that could have been a bad one. That could have been a really bad one. Wow, that is my brake making the noise. Shit. Well, it's one more thing I gotta check out.